Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Good evening. All right. What do we have? What should we go to first? Let's look at the JASMY chart first, guys. Let's have a look at that JASMY chart. So, decent little close, guys. Decent little close. I mean, it would have been nice to close. Well, we did close above. We closed above support here at the 2.021. We are wicking below it. We may retest this 1 cent 95 level again, but that's as support, guys. That's a good thing, right? We have to reaffirm this level here as support. As you can see, yesterday we wicked all the way down to this level. We touched it exactly, and then we wicked all the way back up, violently shifted, bounced right off of it, back to the upside. We may do the same thing here. We may touch it again and then violently jump back up. We got to get over this resistance at the 30-day SMA, which sits at 2 cents 067 right now. So that would be our first hurdle. Well, our first hurdle really is that we claim this as support, right? This was hard for us to get through. It took us 4 days to get through here. We got through it, and we're stair-stepping our way up. So far, so good. Guys, make sure you smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Cars, new all-time high. Absolutely, man. Pepe to the moon. Moonshot, baby. Jovan, hey, Rob. I'm here for the lives, pretending to put crypto away in efforts to function as a normal, well-productive citizen. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Lord of the Realm in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Danny, morning from the UK. Danny's in the house. Rodney, do you think XCN is about to go up soon? I think everything is about to go up soon, my friend. Everything is about to rip. We've been doing nothing but looking at altcoin charts for the last few days here, guys, and it's just it's Rip City coming, you know. It is coming, in my opinion. We have inverse head and shoulders patterns. We have descending, we have falling wedge patterns. We have all kinds of bullish patterns and structures setting up all over all of the altcoin charts, guys. Descending channels, all kinds of stuff. We get the fries that'll cross your eyes. Oh, good. Yes, of course. 100%, man. 100%. Let's go look at Bitcoin. This was an absolutely amazing close for Bitcoin, in my opinion, guys. We have a spinning top candle right now on the daily, which is a neutral candle. It's neutral green. It'll fluctuate between green and red. So what we want to see here is we want to see today's candle, if you can see it. Here, I'll zoom in even closer. Here. So this green candle, this is called the spinning top candle, right? We want to see this. It would not be terrible for it to come right down and kiss off this trend line to test it as support, right? That would be nice to see it come right down here and then lift off. That would be perfect, right? I would not complain about that move at all. But we had a good close, guys. We needed to close above this trend line, and I'm going to show you why when I zoom out, okay? This is why zooming out matters so much. We needed to close above here. We closed above here big time, right? Big time. Now, here's why it's relevant. Look at, we've talked about this over the last few days very heavily on the Patreon, right? We saw us kiss the top of this trend line and then a violent rejection, violent rejection, violent rejection, violent rejection. 4 times that we've touched this trend line, we have rejected off all the way down to the bottom of this descending channel that we're in here, right? So this is why it was so important for us to close, because as you can see, we've not closed a single candle above this trend line. We have not closed one, right? Except now we have, right? We have changed it. We changed the game here, guys. We have a daily candle close outside of this channel. Very, very bullish close, which would be amazing if we can close a weekly candle, but we got a long way to go before we close this weekly candle, guys, right? in saying that it's only Tuesday today. So we got a long way to go. However, if we keep closing daily candles above here, then absolutely amazing. I will say this, though. I will say this, okay? We may very well see a pullback to retest 64K right here before we continue up to about 68, 69K. All right, so if we do pull back down to about 64, 65K, guys, there's nothing wrong with that. That actually would be putting in a higher low. That would be very, very bullish, okay? So I know it might not feel bullish pulling back down to 64K, but trust me when I tell you it will be bullish. If we touch 64, 65K and then continue up, that will be setting in a higher high, or sorry, a higher low. That will be very, very bullish indeed. So do not fret, my pet. All right, what else do we got? Let's go look at the bubbles, see what's going on. BTC, 67,000, baby. Looking healthy, looking healthy. JASMY down 2.4%, just a hair under that 2-cent level. We'll reclaim it before this daily candle's over. We will reclaim it. And we got some DCA opportunities across the board. How about Turbo, guys? Listen, to everyone who's been on the channel in the Patreon and stuff who got into Turbo when we started talking about it, congratulations, guys. I couldn't be happier for all of you guys. You're up 216% on the month, 70% on the week. Fantastic. We absolutely nailed that call. That's why you want to be over on the Patreon, guys. You're actually losing money by not being on the Patreon. Lord of the Realm, my dad was going to buy more JASMY, but then he backed my mom's truck into a light pole in a parking lot. Broke her back bumper. He's in the dock. Oh, boy. Yeah. Wife's not going to let you go buy crypto after wrecking her truck, man. That's not a good idea. That's the no-go crypto zone, bro. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. All right. What else do we got? Also, guys, putting the link to the Patreon in the chat. Make sure you get over there and book your one-on-one coaching call as well. But Sui's having a bit of a correction down to almost $2 even, guys. If this falls down below $2, that would be anything under $2 for Sui is a fantastic entry point. SEI 44 cents. Very nice little pullback there. Got some good things happening, guys. You know what's funny, guys? What's funny is somebody asked me in the Patreon about 3 days ago about REEF, and I said, no go. And look, they rugged today, 74.4% dump. Rugged it today, big time, guys. So yes, saved somebody. That's another reason you want to be over on the Patreon, guys. I just saved somebody over on our Patreon from losing a whole crap load of money, man. A whole crap load of money. So, and that's what we do. We love doing it. We love doing it, right? Luke, man, I haven't been keeping up with XCN. Where we at? XCN is, I mean, it's a great DCA opportunity, right? What I would say, Luke, make sure you're here for Sundays, because on Sundays I have Wes from the XCN community. He's going to be every Sunday. He'll be here, and we discuss all things XCN, the latest proposals, the latest that's going on in the Telegram, the latest and greatest. Make sure you're here on Sundays for that, brother. You will get all your XCN updates in one live stream, and you can ask some questions too. What do you think of Pepe? I think Pepe will do fine. I think Pepe will do very well in this bull run. I like Pepe. I don't hold any. I made some money on Pepe earlier, but I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago or something like that. But yeah, I like Pepe. WF Capital in the house. What's up, broski? Good to see you, man. Porterhouse, what's up, man? It's been a minute. Where you been? Good to see you. Shadow Lord is here as well. I feel like I've seen you a little bit more than usual lately, man. It's good to see you. BTC chart looks bullish. Great call on Turbo Rub. Thank you so much, Shadow Lord. I appreciate you, brother. And I agree with you, man. Bitcoin's chart does look mega bullish. JM, I appreciate the consistent XCN updates more than you know. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. You want to support the channel, you can always jump over to the Patreon, brother. How much taxes do Canadian government take? They actually just increased the taxes that they take to 66%, which is actually 33% of 50%, right? So they take 50% of your profits and they tax it by 33%. So if I make $1 million, I have to pay them $330,000 basically to make it easy math. Which is outrageous, obviously, right? Leroy, what's up, buddy? Finally made a live chat, my man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. I love seeing all the faces, guys. I feel like I haven't seen some of you guys in a while. Where have you guys been hiding? Y'all been hiding in the BitBoy live streams or what? Come on now. Don't do me dirty like that, man. Don't do me dirty like that. I'm just messing with you. I know you guys want to hang out in no BitBoy live streams. Come on now. All right, let's get into some of the. Oh, okay, guys. I'm going to play this. Okay, this was John Deaton debating Elizabeth Warren. Now, some people might not care too much about it, but listen, guys. Elizabeth Warren being unseated in the Senate is more important than any other individual being removed from the government in reflection of crypto. Okay, she is the linchpin of the attack on crypto. She has to go. Okay, that's why this is so important. Your portfolio depends on John Deaton defeating her. So listen up. He destroys her in this, guys.
You two take a very different view of the cryptocurrency industry. Senator Warren says she wants to build a, quote, anti-crypto army to rein in what she calls crypto's threat to financial stability, consumer protection, climate, and national security. You have criticized her and federal authorities for what you claim is overly aggressive regulation of crypto. What's the right balance? 1 minute.
Well, listen, I want everyone to know, when I found Bitcoin, I thought of my mom, because my mom was on welfare and food stamps, and she couldn't keep a bank account because she couldn't keep the minimum balance, and the bank would hit her with the predatory fees, and we needed that money. And then she had to go to the check cashing stores that you see in the hood, and they would charge her a fee. My mom would beg them, please, can you take less so that we have the money for food? And then when I went to college and I would send her money from college, I used Western Union, and Western Union would take 15%. It made a difference. So when Bitcoin came, I was like, great, you could cut out the predatory banks and the middlemen and the MoneyGrams and Western Unions, and you could help unbanked people like my mom. But the better question here is for Senator Warren. With illegal immigration bankrupting this state, with inflation pricing regular people out of economy, with a debt crisis where 40% of the people don't have $500 in case of an emergency, with foreign wars taking place, why did this senator wake up one day and say, with all that, I'm going to build an anti-crypto army because crypto's so important to her? That's a question that she needs to answer.
Thank you. Senator, 1 minute.
So look, I'm fine. People want to buy and sell crypto. That's great. I just want to make sure that crypto has to follow the same rules as every bank, every stockbroker, every credit union, and that is some consumer protection laws and some laws to make sure that it's not open for terrorists and drug traffickers and human traffickers in Iran. So that's what I want. But I want to be really clear about what's really at issue here. And that is, who are you going to represent in Washington? There's one candidate standing here who gets 90% of the funding to keep their campaign going from one industry, the crypto industry. One candidate who has said quite openly that his personal worth is 80% tied up in crypto. Look, people of Massachusetts know me. You know I fight for everybody, fight for working people. If John Deaton has a chance to go to Washington, his crypto buddies are going to want a return on their investment. He's going to be there to fight for crypto.
Rebuttal.
That argument right there, while we don't like it, that was a good jab that she just threw. That was a good jab she just threw. I'll give her that.
Senator Warren never lets the truth get in the way. If you actually look what I did, I've upset more crypto billionaires because I did her job. She sits on the banking committee. I exposed all this regulatory capture by former SEC chair, by the way, appointed by Donald Trump, and Bill Hinman, appointed by Donald Trump's administration. There was an IG report. I'm responsible for a lot of these conflicts. So I've upset more of the crypto billionaires than anyone. The largest crypto fund blocks me on social media. But here's the thing, her bill bans Bitcoin self-custody in America, yet she's allowing the banks to custody Bitcoin. Another example that Senator Warren's policies do not help poor people. They do not help the working class. She favors the accredited investor rule. That excludes 85% of the American population. Her policies absolutely hurt poor people. And I got in this race to give poor people an actual voice.
That was a good counterpunch by John, bringing up the accredited investor backing that she has, right? That's, if you don't know what an accredited investor is, guys, real quick, you basically have to have at this point over $1 million already to be able to buy into pre-IPO companies or startups, right? Which excludes, like he just said, 85%. Do you have $1 million to be able to buy into a pre-IPO company? Of course not, right? So they do that so that what happens is the rich, right, they buy into these pre-IPO companies when the stocks are in the pennies, and then the company IPOs, and then it goes to like something they bought at like 10 cents per share, it goes up to $4, $5, $6 per share or something like that when they IPO. Then you can buy it as a retail investor. Then you can buy it at $4 or $5. And then what happens is when you're buying it at $4 or $5, those big rich people who bought it pre-IPO are selling it to you when they bought it for 10 cents. That's the system that they have in place right now. That's what an accredited investor system is. You have to already be rich to be rich. Chicken and the egg, right? And she backs that kind of a system.
Rebuttal.
So I'm just trying to understand what Mr. Deaton's saying here. He's saying he has really made crypto folks mad, so mad that they came here to Massachusetts and are funding 90% of his campaign to try to take back this Senate seat, to take it away from me. I'm having a hard time putting those pieces together. But I will say this. Look, the banks have truly failed a lot of poor people. It's part of the reason I fought so hard to get a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in place. It has now saved American consumers more than $15 billion that companies that cheated them had to return directly to those consumers. So I'm all in favor of more restrictions on the bank. The latest one for me has been to go after them on overdraft fees, where folks like JP Chase were making more than $1 billion a year off people who were struggling making it day to day. I'm in those fights, but I think crypto ought to have to follow the same rules as everybody else.
Briefly,
I
because
wish
I'd like to
Senator
move on.
Warren would attack inflation the way she attacks crypto. I wish she would attack securing the border the way she's focused on crypto. You know, she's so focused on crypto. She had the CEO of JP Chase available for questioning, and they had financed the largest child sex trafficking operation in history with Jeffrey Epstein. And you know, Senator Warren didn't ask a single question. She wanted to talk about crypto because she's so hyper-focused. Now, I know that because I was raped as a child for a period of 2 years, I might be a little more sensitive to those child rape victims. But I want to ask Senator Warren, why would you not ask one question? JP Chase settled for $290 million to these rape victims. They had to settle with the U.S. Virgin Islands. And Senator Warren doesn't ask a question. You want to know why? Because a former Democrat president's involved, because her donors are involved, because people that she knows are involved. Again, loyalty to an agenda, loyalty to a party. I come in and I want transparency on everything. I'd like her to answer the question on behalf of all those rape victims, though.
So look, I have stayed after the banks. I have stayed after the regulators that regulate the banks. I have done everything I humanly can to try to get more fairness into our financial system. What I don't hear Mr. Deaton talking about is what is the return on investment that his crypto investors are expecting from having put millions of dollars into his.
He says all she can focus on is crypto, he says. And he names off a whole bunch of other topics that need to be addressed. He says she can't stop focusing on attacking crypto, and her exact response is to go after crypto again instead of proving him wrong. Big mistake.
This race. Look, I'm all for having a crypto system. If people want to buy and sell crypto, all I want are just some basic fair rules, the same kind of fair rules that should apply to all of our financial institutions.
I do want to move on, but she asked a question of you, so go ahead.
Listen, I can't help it. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. I can't help it when she goes to ban an entire industry that they're motivated against her because they see a viable candidate. But listen, the rules are already there. Senator Warren, you notice she didn't answer the question about those rape victims. You know, you can't call yourself a absolute warrior for women if you only select the women you're willing to protect.
You know, I really don't understand this charge, and I don't know what you're talking about here. I have pushed on the banks and tried to get more regulation over the banks and tried to hold the banks accountable every single time they step out of line. Now, I get it. They're big and they're powerful. Of course, I don't take my money from the banking industry. I take my money from the people who want to support this campaign. What I don't hear you...
I don't take my money from the banking industry. They literally wrote her anti-crypto bill like 6 months ago. They literally wrote it for her, the banking committee.
Talking about is what exactly do the crypto folks expect to get by funding 90%
You want to know
of your
something?
campaign?
Everyone out there, I sued the government because the SEC had done something really bad to small retail investors, and a lifelong Democratic judge agreed with me. I did it all pro bono, and this token XRP was called legal because of my work. I won Lawyer of the Year, Consumer Advocate of the Year, Defender of Freedom Award because I did it for free. And guess what? Last week, that crypto billionaire that she's talking about that has supported me just donated millions of this XRP token to Vice President Harris' campaign. If I didn't do what I did, sue the SEC on behalf of small retail investors, that donation to your candidate of choice, Senator, would not have happened. So, Madam Vice President, if you're watching, you're welcome.
I would like...
Wrestle her in the face. Just nailed her. Madam Vice President, you're welcome. That was vicious. What do we got? Cars with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for answering that question, Rob. By the government, robbery by the government. Hey, no problem, man. Listen, I try to answer everybody's questions. I don't try to force people to send super chats and stuff like that. That's why, guys, I don't ignore people who ask questions, and that's why it means that much more when you guys do send super chats like that and super stickers, because I don't try to force you guys to. I don't ignore you unless you send me one, right? So thank you so much, Cars, for supporting the channel and sending the super sticker, super chat. It means a lot, my friend. It really does, right? So yeah, and this, which are the real people haters? Elizabeth is a clown, absolutely. Not Joe. How's the debate going? It didn't go well for Elizabeth. They trade stocks with insiders, and then at the end they pay zero taxes. But if you make $1, then you'll be taxed. Absolutely, absolutely. That's why we love crypto from these goons, so they can't control it. How does someone being turned into a crypto topic? It's a debate, my friend. That's why it's not a crypto debate. It's a political debate. So they're going to bounce all over the place, right? Matt, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Got a little bit of water went down the wrong tube, but yes. All right. What else do we got here? What else is on the agenda? We got a little bit of a video from Pompliano. Check it out.
In 2016, the median home in America cost 664 Bitcoin. Today, it costs 6 Bitcoin. So what ends up happening is in dollar terms, we actually saw about a 50% increase. It was like $250,000, $300,000. Now it's over $400,000, 50% increase in dollar terms for the median home between 2016 and 2024. So 8 years, 50% increase in that home. How many people's wages went up 50% or more? Probably not as many. In Bitcoin terms, there was a 99% reduction in the price of the median home in America priced in Bitcoin. Bitcoin literally made housing more affordable. And so when you think of it in those terms, what it does is it requires you to break the mold of thinking in dollars and now think in terms of Bitcoin. And so if you hold dollars, everything around you gets more expensive over time. Your coffee gets more expensive. Your house gets more expensive. The clothes that you buy, everything gets more expensive. When you hold Bitcoin over the long run, everything gets less expensive over time. Your purchasing power increases at a faster rate than the rate of inflation. And therefore, literally every single good around you gets less and less expensive. In
He freaking nailed that. He nailed that. That is 100% true. I love that perspective. Wow. That was golden. Sometimes I think pomp is kind of a pomp, but he nailed that one. Bitcoin Magazine, just in, Tesla moved another $275 million worth of Bitcoin to a new wallet. Tesla has now moved 760 million BTC today. I have no idea why they're moving it. I hope it's not for nefarious purposes. I hope they do not dump on the market. That would be infuriating by Elon Musk. I would not be pleased. I would not be pleased with that at all. All right, what else do we got here? Now let's get into an article. Bitcoin price prediction, cup and handle pattern hints at a breakout above 80K. Bitcoin is at a critical moment right now. It's facing a significant line of resistance, which is a level where the price has struggled to move higher. This could lead to a major price breakout soon. Current indicators are showing bullish signs, meaning there's potential for the price to go up. On Monday, a large inflow of funds entered spot Bitcoin ETFs, which is likely a major reason for Bitcoin's recent price pump. The surge reflects a growing interest in the large investors, adding a bullish pressure to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has already hit an initial price target of around $67,000 following a breakout from the smaller double bottom pattern. However, resistance between 67 and 68K remains a critical barrier. According to analyst Josh of World Crypto, currently, Bitcoin's price is testing a major descending resistance line around 66K. A confirmed breakout above 66K and ideally above 68K would trigger a strong upward trend, potentially setting up for a bull run. A breakout at these levels would also validate a higher bullish price target near $80,000 based on the cup and handle pattern on the daily chart. If confirmed, this would initiate an upside move for Bitcoin. Recently, many traders had to close their positions when the price was between 66.7 and 67.5. This can create more price swings or volatility in the market. Right now, there isn't much liquidity available, which means the price changes might be more unpredictable until more money comes into the market. Looking beyond Bitcoin, Ethereum is experiencing some challenges. It is currently rejecting a key resistance area, meaning it is having difficulty moving above a certain price level in the short term. On the other hand, Solana is hovering near a potential breakout point. However, it is facing resistance as well. It might overcome before the price can surge. Guys, a lot of these tokens, a lot of these coins are at strong resistance levels right now, and if they break out, get ready, guys. Get ready. All right. What do we got? We got a video here.
MicroStrategies, since the adoption of Bitcoin in August of 2020, it's been an absolute monster. And every time I see it go up, I think about Michael Saylor and the slings and arrows that he took. You say, though, that now the whole corporate finance part of this story is the biggest part of the story, and that very few understand it. So help us understand this part that Michael Saylor picked up early on, but still so few don't know or understand.
Well, I have to give you credit, and you've had Michael on a few times and have done a great job covering the story over the years. So big props there. But yeah, on MicroStrategy, right? This MicroStrategy and the Bitcoin strategy they adopted in August of 2020 has outperformed 500 out of 500 S&P 500 stocks since that time, right? It's outperformed everything on the planet, including NVIDIA, right? So this is the biggest story in corporate finance, how a $1 billion NASDAQ business intelligence company just changed their unit of account and has become a $36 billion market cap in 4 years, right? And so this idea that dilution is the scariest thing in the world, Saylor and MicroStrategy's playbook flipping it on its head, where shareholders cheer every time new stock is issued, new convertible debt is issued to buy additional Bitcoin. It started as a defensive, protective strategy to hedge against the COVID stimulus, and has since turned into an offensive strategy, where Bitcoin and the volatility that so many people for so many years said was something to avoid at all costs, MicroStrategy and Saylor are leveraging that volatility to their advantage. Right? They have the lowest cost of capital out of anybody on the planet, borrowing billions of dollars for 82 basis points.
Wow.
Right? So this is really not understood. It's still early days, remarkably so, and I think Saylor and MicroStrategy continue chugging on from here.
Absolutely, guys. You're starting to see MicroStrategy's strategy being adopted globally by a lot of different companies, guys. A lot of different companies. In other news, Grayscale files to convert its digital large cap fund, which contains BTC, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and AVAX, into an ETF. This would technically be the third active spot XRP ETF, guys. 3 of them all of a sudden. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But in a good way. We got more news for you guys. It just don't stop, right? Bitcoin ETF trading volume exceeds $2.1 billion for 2 consecutive days. In a significant development for the cryptocurrency market, the total trading volume of spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds has exceeded an impressive 2.1 billion for a second day running. This remarkable surge underscores a growing momentum and heightened interest among investors in Bitcoin ETFs, reflecting a broader trend of increasing institutional and retail participation in the digital asset space. The sustained high trading volume indicates a robust demand for Bitcoin exposure through traditional financial instruments. As more investors seek to capitalize on the potential of cryptocurrencies without directly holding the asset, analysts suggest that this uptick in trading activity may be driven by various factors, including favorable market conditions and positive regulatory developments, and an overall bullish sentiment surrounding Bitcoin. As the cryptocurrency landscape continues to evolve, the performance of Bitcoin ETFs is becoming a focal point for both seasoned investors and newcomers alike. The ongoing interest in the financial products could pave the way for further innovations and offering within the crypto investment ecosystem. Now, guys, over on the Patreon right now, we are discussing Bitcoin ETFs going into the next bear market. Is that a good decision to diversify your portfolio and to take responsibility off of yourself in terms of custody when it comes to Bitcoin anyways? Would a spot Bitcoin ETF maybe in 2026 make sense? One of the discussions we're having over on the Patreon, guys, we do group video calls. We also discussed earlier today the SEC and their cases with accusing XRP of being a security again in a different court case. And we also talked about the Onyx Coin token unlock schedule and how that may affect the price of Onyx Coin moving forward. So definitely, guys, get over to the Patreon. You are missing out on very valuable conversations that we're having over there. So check it out, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Yeah. You guys got any more questions for me? Anything you want to look at before I get out of here? Let's go back over to Bitcoin real quick. I think we've answered pretty much everything in the chat, unless anybody's got anything else they want to ask me. Let me know in the chat real quick, guys. No, nothing. Okay, so we're looking good, guys. We had a good daily close outside of this this descending channel that we're in for Bitcoin. very, very bullish moving forward, guys. We'll see where the spinning top candle ends up tomorrow. But so far, so good. $67,000 Bitcoin, guys, and going strong. Do not be disappointed if we pull back down to 64, 65. That would be us putting in a higher low. It would be perfectly healthy before another move up, okay? So don't fret, my pet. It will be perfectly fine if that happens. But anyway, guys, like and subscribe. Make sure you get over to the Patreon. Join the conversations that we're having over there. You're missing out on a lot of alpha. We also do crypto giveaways and one-on-one coaching sessions, video call coaching sessions as well. So get in there, get your spots booked. Have a fantastic night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the morning live stream. Matt, I will definitely have to join the Patreon. I just have to create an account first. Yeah, get at her, brother. Get at her, because every day we're having these valuable conversations over there, right? So we have group video calls where we all get to talk, and yeah, we're dropping a lot of alpha over there, a lot of topics that we're talking about. Like I said, today we talked about the SEC and the Onyx coin token unlock. We talked a lot about the AVAX ecosystem the other day. Yesterday we talked about the Onyx staking and support levels. A lot of important stuff being dropped over there, guys. So get over to the Patreon. You're definitely missing out. And yeah, all right, guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.